Good afternoon, or good evening I should say, you lot. I think it's about time we stuck these sway bars on an FTX Carnage, don't you? By the way, I do know how to use a tie stick. I think they're completely ridiculous, and I know I have been explained the reason why they're invented, and I still think it's bloody ridiculous. I mean, if you can't keep track of tyres, even if they are multiple used ones or whatever, Jesus man, this is yeah, whatever. But these ones aren't long enough, man. I'm telling you, they don't fit. I understand the use of them and the purpose, but they don't work. So that one there particularly is no good. I don't know what these ones are like, but anyway, these come free with the other set of tyres that I had. Anyway, sway bars. Let's get them fitted. Oh, I just had to take a picture of all these glow starters. A subscriber wants a new glow starter. I said, look, I've got some. I can't guarantee them though. I mean, they're second hand. Some of them are quite old. This is a good one. This was one of my original glow starters. It was always fantastic. I can't see it ever going bad. I mean, the battery might. I don't really know. That's a good one. That's brand spanking new. That one. That is actually brand new. I mean, it's hardly ever, probably never been used. That one needs a new battery. That's brand new. That is brand spanker. That's a brand spanker, that one. It's also brand new. I've got the charger for this. That is also brand spanking new. You can see there's actually no oil on the top of that whatsoever. Oops. Not that it'll ever focus on there probably. But anyway, yeah, subscriber wants glow starters. I said I've got some second hand ones, like I can always post you out a glow starter. But he wanted to see a picture, so plenty to choose from. I kept all the good ones, so yeah. What I tend to do is, because I tend to collect glow starters, because what happens is when I buy an RC car to sell, normally, sometimes, most of the time, they come with glow starters. So I've ended up with a collection of bloody glow starters. So now what I do is, if I sell an RC car, I just throw in some glow starters and chargers with it anyway, regardless of whether I've listed it with a glow starter or not, because that way the customer's happy, and not only that, I get rid of some of my glow starters. Alright, that's in this little kit. You get obviously that sway bar there, that sway bar there, you get some bolts, little screws for the thingy part there. They're the little things that hold it on. And obviously 2 screws, and you get some longer bolts there, because obviously you've got to put the little links down. So sweet, let's get some of this taken apart and get them fitted. And oh, by the way, I don't keep meaning to, but I am meaning to rebuild this LRP 18 engine, because I want to run it in this car. I want to see what it's like when it's as it should be. But it's got its compression more or less all the way back now when it's cold. We know that it's no good, because when it warms up it loses its compression. And yes, I know I can take the sleeve out and repinch it and it might come back to life. It's not guaranteed, but it might do. I might do that. In fact, I probably will do that just for a bit of a laugh. To see, pardon me, how it's actually going to, well, whether it will work at all. But that's for another video, that's for another time. We're going to fit these today and probably chat some more crap on the way. There we go, that's the front one fitted. So you don't need to take anything. I thought I might have to take the front bumper off to get the screwdriver in, but I don't. You can get it straight in there, look. The threads in that are as soft as chocolate, so be very, very careful. Make sure you don't strip those out. But then all you got to do, you haven't even got to take anything apart. It's very, very simple to do. Bolt them in there like that. Bob's your uncle. That one over there like that. And before you know it, Fanny is your aunt, and you've got some lovely sway bars there. Probably going to work wonders. So let's fit the one to the back, and then we can have a happy life. And maybe, no, we won't rebuild this today, but we won't do anything to this today. But you never know, we can speculate and say perhaps we will, perhaps we won't. But we can put this on and have a good time, man. There's a little bit of nitro left in there. We could try and start this up and see what it runs like now. It's got quite a lot of its compression back. It might not look like it on camera, but it's a lot better than what it was when it warmed up. In fact, I suppose we could do a little bit of an experiment, and we could take the head off and see if there's any reason why it might have been losing compression around the head. I'll explain why that could be in a minute. when you're doing things up like this, I know this isn't a ceiling face, right, but it's still quite good practice to do them up in a cross fashion. So for example, you'd go blop blop and then bloop bloop, yeah, bloop bloop, bloop bloop, yeah, do them up in a cross fashion. That way it just pulls down the little things evenly and it does everything up nice and even. You see some people have a gap there, a gap there. If you do it nice and even, it's good practice. Really, you should do that when there's a ceiling face, like on a head or something like that, but it's good practice doing it everywhere, and then that way you just get into the routine of doing them up in a cross fashion, and then you'll never forget to. I probably could have made it a bit easier for myself if I take off that and push it down, because this one's a little bit difficult to get in, but we'll get there. I don't think it'll be that hard. Just because what you've got to do, there's a hole there and you've got to get that lined up so it goes in there, it threads itself. We're missing a bolt out of there, I've noticed. Was that ever in there, or has that fallen out? I can't remember now. Anyway, we're pretty much there, and then we can, I don't know, have a look. So to do it, you need a 2.5 millimetric Allen key and a 2 millimetric Allen key, and that's all you need for that. But now we've got both sway bars put on, lovely jubbly, all happy days. I did have to mess around a little bit with that back one there because that radio tray was in the way. Couldn't get that Allen bolt in there, but I just took the shock off, jammed the actual right up there so I could jam the Allen bolt in, jammed it back down, put the suspension back together, and away we go. So we take off the head and have a look to see what the crack is inside there. There is a possibility that there's nothing wrong with the piston and the liner or the sleeve. It could be that it's leaking compression out from around the bottom of the head there. It is possible. There is a little bit of nitro here and there. It's probably not that. It more than likely is most definitely 100% going to be the piston and the sleeve, but we can always have a look, can't we? No harm in doing that. I'm probably not going to take the engine out today, but we can have a little look at that and see what the crack is. Well, I can tell you for a start that the two that I've already undone weren't particularly tight, and that one is stripped out, and this one, that one weren't tight. We just got to deal with this stripped one here. I don't want to ruin the end of my Allen driver, you see. So I'm going to go and get, let's get one of these Allen keys out of here. What is it? It's a 2 millimetrics. Is that a 2? Oh, that's a 2. 2 millimetrics. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. It's well and truly stripped. So we've got a stripped bolt. Oh, what a bastard, man. What a bastard. I might have to oh, it's not stripped. It's loose. So that was loose. That was loose anyway. Oh man. Holy moly. Well, that might have been the source of our problem. That might have been, because I'll tell you what happens is when the engine warms up, if these are loose, it'll all expand, and the gap between the bottom of the head and the top of the block will actually get bigger and bigger as it warms up, and thus meaning more compression is to be lost. We just lost one of the bolts down there somewhere. Where that went, I have no. Oh, it's there. There it is. There it is. I'll keep them. I don't think any of those were stripped. I think it was loose. I thought it was stripped because it just felt like it was. It was a little bit high. It's not the best in the world. It is a tiny little bit rounded on the end there, but it ain't as bad as I thought it was. It's just it was already loose, but it felt like it was you know, no good. So clean that off. Look. There's the button with the old glow plug in it, and this is the bottom of the head. And clean all that. We'll try and make sure. I might give it a blast with a bit of brake cleaner in a minute, and then we'll make sure that that's all nice and clean, because we want a nice sealing surface. This is the surface which seals all the compression in. A lot of the you people that call this the burn room, don't you? That's such a stupid name for it, a burn room. Combustion chamber is a much better name for it. But that goes on there, and as you can see, that seals, because this goes inside the sleeve, and that's what seals the compression in. If there's a little bit of dirt or debris or something on around here, it won't seal particularly well. And I don't know whether you can see, maybe if I give you some zoomerage and somehow move this filming contraption down a little bit, take off that air filter, which is probably not doing a lot anyway, you can see there is some debris there, so we can quite simply remove that. Probably could get some brake cleaner. The piston goes up and down. We've got no compression though, so you can feel there's no compression there. I'm joking. I know some of you lot are going to be going, but there's no head on it. Of course there's going to be no compression. Oh man. Let's clean all this off. I might go and get some brake cleaner in a minute. And I think I've got some of that left. It's bloody expensive stuff. I tried to get some the other day, but I went to pay for it and it wouldn't let me. It's like card declined. I was like, what? You have no money in bank account. Oh, right, okay. So, I think I've got a little bit left in the tub though. So yeah, there it is. It's a bit cleaner than it was anyway. Get a bit of a screwdriver. Get a lot of that dirt away from there. I know this is the outside. I know that. This isn't the sealing face. I know that. I know the seal is around the top and inside and around the top. I know that. I'm fully aware before you start saying to yourselves, but why is he cleaning the outside? That's not the sealing face. That won't affect compression. I know that. Listen, watch. That slots in there. That around the outside of there. See that? That is what seals the compression in. Yeah? Watch. See? That slots in there. Like a little lid on top of the piston. See? That goes on there. Look, that's what's got to have a good seal. Otherwise we'll lose all of our compression. There's no dirt in there. Although there's probably loads now. I've just put loads in it from my finger. But that's alright. Doesn't seem to be any play on the con rod. Big or small end bearings. That's good. Let's move that camera a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to bother taking any of this apart. If the sleeve will come out, I might take the sleeve out if it will come out easily. No, it's not going to come out easily, is it? It's not going to come out easily at the moment. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes you can literally do that and it will pop out and then you can play around with it. But I'm not going to do that now. That's a job for another day. The furthest I'm going to go today is cleaning any dirt from around here and any dirt from around there. We'll put it back together. Oh, there's a little shim there. Of course there is. Who could forget about the little shim? We've got one shim. In fact, I could remove that actually, and we might get a bit more compression if I remove that shim. That is another little thing that you can do. I don't know what millimetric the shim is. I haven't measured it, and I dare say there's some of you lot out there who've got a photographic memory that will be able to say, well, it's exactly 1/2 mil, that shim. But no, I don't know what it is. But I can remove that, and I might get a little bit more compression. I can put this back in place now without that shim. It should still seal. I'm fully aware that this may aid. See, just from pushing down on it I can see, but if we put this back on, and then we'll soon see. Nice. It's exactly the same. I'm going to try and run it without it. Should still seal. I have run engines without this before. Similar situation, compression's a bit low. Take that out. And although it does kind of probably help with a bit of the sealage, a bit of a gasket sort of thing. But you've got to understand, the closer this combustion chamber, right, focus, thank you, the closer the combustion chamber is to the piston, the more compression there is. So what one of the things we used to do when I was a kid with real engines on real cars is, if you wanted to fit a turbo to your car, it's non-turboed, you know, it's naturally aspirated normally, and you wanted to whack a turbo on it, you need lower compression to run boost, otherwise you'll get pre-detonation and all other stuff and it'll blow up. So what we did was we put thicker head gaskets on, and that lowered the compression because the head was further away from the piston, right? So there was more space between the piston and the head, which meant lower compression, which means you could shove more air in and more fuel, and you actually get more power. I know it's controversial. You think, bloody hell, less compression means less power. But no, because you can shove more air and fuel in, you get a bigger bang, you get more power. Anyway, that's a bit off topic, but I'm trying to explain how it works. So, by moving the combustion chamber, or the head, or in this case the button, closer to the piston, we get higher compression, because the space between the top of the piston and the top of the combustion chamber in there is smaller, which means more compression. So I'm going to try it without that, because don't forget, we're going to be taking this engine apart anyway, because of the issues that it's probably got. I mean, I can't get around it. there is a compression issue, you know what I mean? There is. I know I'm saying, oh, it might be this, it might be that. The fact that these were loose, the bolts for this were loose, definitely 100% didn't help whatsoever, not in one little bit. Having loose head bolts is going to cause a problem. But I reckon that it has got a compression problem. So we'll put that back on anyway, and we'll put that, what way shall I have it, that way or that way? I think I'll have it that way. No, I'll have it that way, yeah, have it that way. Stick that on there. We should better get these bolts to go in, hopefully, and then we can do them up. You know, don't forget, if you're doing the head bolts up on anything, do them in a cross fashion, yeah? Very, very important to bring them down evenly. If you don't bring them down evenly, it won't seal properly. So it is extremely important to do them in a cross fashion. Loads of people don't. Loads of people don't bother. You see people all the time, they just go around in a circle. Yeah? It might be alright, you know, and you might think, well, they did it and it was fine. Well, I've done it before and it was fine. But it won't seal properly, man. I mean, come on. It's just the first thing you learn when you start playing around with anything mechanical. Always do things up in a cross fashion to get the seal, man. It is imperative. Alright, so now we start from here, right? We've got them a little bit tight. Now we start from there, we do it a little bit tighter. Then we go to this one, right? And we do it a little bit tighter. And then we go to this one, right? And then we go a little bit tighter than that, yeah? And then this one here, wherever it's gone, can't find it. And we go a little bit tighter again. And then this one now is the final tighten, right? This is the final one. Nip her up now, nip her up, that's it. There we go, nipped up. Over to this one. Yep, that's tight. This one, Yep, that's tight. This one, yep, that's tight. Now we're all tight. Whoa. That, my friends, is... Well, it's not perfect, and I don't think that's as high a compression as it should have. But I can tell you one thing. It's 10 times better than it once was. So, let's leave the air filter off, because I haven't got any... I've got batteries in this. No, no batteries, no nothing in this. So I need that off so I can have a look. Might need to spray a little bit of Jimmy Savile in there. Nope, we've got fuel in there already. Let's do it. Oh, it's got stupid... I can't wait, right? I've got a subscriber, right? The Crazy Dad Nitro, right? Over there, and where is he? Tennessee, I think. He's very kindly sending me a little box of goodies, right? And in that box of goodies is a surprise. I'm not going to say anything about what it is. But there's also an exhaust. And I'm hoping that the little tube there for the pressure is on the top. Because that on the side is a terrible design. Terrible. Absolutely terrible design. But we can solve it with a bit of stuff here. Look. So let's do a bit of primage. There we go, primed up. Get the old long nose pliers with the bent head, bent nose on them, whatever you want to call them. And zip zap zooby that back on there. Let's get the old glow start. That's a bit awkward because the exhaust is that way. I'm gonna have to do it that way, but I don't want all the nitro to splash over there. You see. Here we go. Maybe it didn't prime properly after all. We'll stuff a bit in with the old bottle there. Look. Feeder off the bottle. Some of them are addicted to the bottle, you know. Well, that was the end of that. No more. So we can't see if it's going to run anyway, because there was so much compression that it couldn't take it. There was so much there. It was like, I've had enough. I'm going to snap the old pull start string. But it nearly ran. In fact, I might even have a roto start that I can jam on there for now. We'll have a look. Hang on. No, I haven't. I did have a roto start end. I'm sure I did. That I could have jammed on the end of there, but I haven't. So now I'm going to have to try and find a pull start that will fit on this. Well, actually, I wondered to myself if I had a pull. Ah, there we go. Oh, there's the roto start as well. Look, that's the roto start end. Is it any good? I wonder if it's any good. I don't honestly know if it is, but I've also found a pull start there. Look. Don't know if that'll fit on there. It might, you never know, do you? It's got that bloody Kevlar string on it. But, what's the time? Just gone 8:30. Right. Let's... No, I'll run out of time for today. Right, another video. I've got to go and spend time with the family, man. It's just getting on for 8:30. We normally watch a program or something in the evening. But next video, we'll try and get this engine running. If we don't get it running, we will take it apart and we will get it running somewhere or another, whether I repinch it or whatever happens. We'll put the roto start on it, or possibly this pull start. That'll be the next video. This one we've done the sway bars and all of that. There is a tuned pipe coming to put on this. As I said, it's being sent to me by a very valued subscriber, as you all are. So that'll be going on. And then someone, one of you clever lot, I can't remember who it was now, added up all of the price for all of the upgrades, and it come to more than what the car is when you buy the car brand new. But that is the point of upgrades, you know. You don't do it to save money, do you? You do it for fun. You spend money on upgrades. It's an old saying, right? You never ever ever get your money back when you put modifications on anything. Well, some things you do, there are exceptions, blah blah blah, you know, but general, we're talking about cars, RC cars, motorbikes, stuff like that. As I say, there are exceptions where modifications can make it more valuable, but in general, you're not. If you're doing mods to stuff, you're losing money no matter what. You're never going to sell it for any more money. You might sell it for more money than you paid for it, but you won't sell it to make up all the money that you spent on it, if that makes any sense. So I am going to be doing all the mods. That includes the 2-speed gearbox and any other mod that I can find, and I'm talking about FTX upgrades, or the actual genuine FTX ones, right? We might stick some other ones on there that if I find any that are from different companies and whatever else, if there's any companies out there that want to sponsor it and send me their bits and bobs to test, try, put on it, whatever. But this is going to be a fully kitted out FTX, you know, everything's going to be fully kitted out, and the other one's going to be completely standard. And then once we've done all of that, and it's all got the 2-speed gearbox in it, and everything's kitted out, we've got sway bars so far, and then we'll have a look at, well, obviously this engine's going to be in it. I've still got the original engine, and then we'll look at doing some other thing for it. I mean, they do superchargers for nitro engines. I mean, I think it's completely pointless, and I can't see it actually doing anything. But we might get one of them and stick a supercharger on it. I mean, who knows? It's all in the name of fun and games. Anyway, I'll catch you lot later on. All the best. Thanks for being around. All the members, thank you very much. Appreciate you massively. And all the subscribers, you're also massively appreciated. There's going to be a giveaway coming up. I want to try and do it around Christmas time, but I can't promise it. But then it's going to be free this time. I know the other giveaway you had to pay, didn't you? You had to go and buy something from a shop to be able to be entered. But this time it's going to be free. All you're going to have to be is subscribe to this channel, and you'll automatically be entered to the giveaway. I'm not going to say what the giveaway is going to be yet, but there will be one coming. So there we go. If you want to buy stickers, find me on Instagram or send me an email or something, and we'll get some stickers sorted out for you. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. All the best. Love life. Love each other. Treat everybody equally, and we'll all have a happy life. Cheerio.